So very shortly we're going to be building a lean-to chicken pen on here and attaching it to this roof. But look, there's absolutely no way I'm going to secure something to that until I've got this sorted. And the reason this isn't secure is because some of the wood is rotten. And I don't think it's going to take much to take this off. There's a lot of builder's foam someone stuck it up with as well. Oh, we've got a nail. That's one. I don't think that we're going to secure much. So I reckon somebody knew it wasn't really secured because they've just put loads of builder's foam in there. I'm putting it here upside down so no one steps on the nails. What have we got? Oh, I can put that there. I work on removing all the rotten pieces of cladding for a flat surface, as I'll be adding soffits later. Oh, this is doing me head in. But that was easier said than done with hundreds of rusty nails. And honestly, much of it wasn't worth keeping. Oh God, I need that one. Too chuffing warm. Make your mind up. Right. So my plan was to add as much treated structural timber as possible and give everything else a brush of preservative. So after taking all the rubbish off, treating the timbers, this morning I've actually been adding more from the other side. So I'm trying to make it as strong as possible. So the plan is to sister a load of timbers alongside the other rotten ones, kind of bypass that. Although they are rotten on the ends here and not further back. And then later I'll be treating all those as well. And while I was doing that, I found one around here was rotten. So I've ripped that out and just put a new piece here. So this is not going anywhere. I'm still going to add a few little noggins there, but I'm going to work on this bit next. Although I needed to get rid of protruding nails with my angle grinder. I then secure the existing cladding to the timbers to keep it steady while working out lengths I'd need to attach alongside it before cutting with my compact cordless miter saw. And with each cut I did, I dipped it into a bucket of wood preservative. So I've actually got a new timber behind here, resting against the existing one. Then I knew where to drill and screw to the existing pieces. Oh, I can take that off for now. That's what I screwed. God, this is more awkward. I can't do it from inside because there's a load of mesh in there. In fact, most of this job was awkward and I'd have to reach through, but some areas I could access from inside. So I'm using that just as a gauge. I really should pre-drill these first because I kept having to double check whether it was flush or not. Let's move up. I don't want that there. All the way down there. I can't wait for this to be finished. I'm on my last little bit and then next I've got to clad this. And I've run out of my medium length screws. These are a bit too long really. Yay! Anyway, while I was doing that, Mr. TCD had tidied up the electrics and installed a much needed security light for me. I like it. I want another one on the front now. It just makes sense. Go look at some of that brickwork. Look at that one. Morning. So now I'm getting ready for fascias and soffits, and we've got an L-shaped lipped one for here, and because this is flat brick, we've got a flat lipless one. But if you can see from that angle, these bricks are not plumb, and I've got random bits sticking out. So I'm going to have to really polish a turd. And this, if you look down there, sticks out too much. And I need this corner bang on for this to meet that. Hopefully it'll work out. But this, first of all, I want to get rid of. I'm going to have to try and trim that. This board here further down does actually look all right in line with the bricks. But it gets to a point midway where it just doesn't. And I don't want an unsightly gap from underneath. I don't think it's going to look the tidiest, but hopefully it'll look tidier than this. I want to get rid of this first of all. Again, that was easier said than done. Freaking hell. Oh, I'm going to get a multi-tool. I've had enough now. Actually, scrap that. I am trying a crowbar first. Yeah, there's absolutely no way. That's reasonable. That's much more acceptable. Yay! So with the front roof section of the barn being fairly flat, I can start cutting pieces of cladding down under the eaves. 16.9. Can you pass me a tape measure actually, please? Oh, I was worried that we're gonna... 143.19. 143.19. Don't talk to me, because I'm just going to forget it. So I've not got any wood this thick to clad the bottom with, so I've had to improvise. All I could find was about 15mm OSB, and I actually need 19. So I'm going to be a bit cheeky and put some packers up there, because they're all going to get hidden anyway. I'm not going out buying new stuff. I'm going to screw some packers up first so I don't struggle jabbing them in and then screwing the boards. Now, I didn't realise my microphone wasn't on, so I'll have to talk you through it. I planned on having the soffit pattern running along with the eaves, but because it was anything but square, I cut a template out using spare OSB so I could fine tune it and make sure I didn't make any mistakes. This obviously took quite a lot of time because I'd make a reference of every 10 inches, but I could also use it as cladding too. But off camera, I realised that the soffit wasn't wide enough, meaning I couldn't get full coverage. And that's when I had a light bulb moment. Oh, you probably put soffits the other way around. Anyway, the template, I may as well just overboard what is there to try and get it really flat anyway. So all is not lost. I've just lost some silly time. And why am I putting that in there? I might run out of soffit, so I might have to order some more tomorrow, but at least I know. So I want to get it finished tonight. To make sure it was all lined up, I asked Mr. TCD to help lift the board so we could both check it was flush before driving in the screws. I'm just going to bang that one in. I did a test cut there with my circular saw. It seemed fine, so I moved on to my proper cut. Then it did that. So I'm going to my handsaw. Oh, the measurement's a little bit on the... you know what, beading. That's what beading's for. So I suppose I'm going to have to start nailing and cutting. Right, I need to get some nails. And with future trim covering the back and lipped fascia, I nail along the back and front with plastic headed nails, then measure for my next board. Also, I discovered I needed to be careful cutting the final bit, as it can break off prematurely. But it's okay, I'll treat that bit as the offcut. Now, after I cut my first piece, I made a quick call to my dad, and he said as I fit them, I would have been better having the end piece being the groove piece, because I could put a discreet nail there and then slot the new piece in. But as I didn't know that at the time and I'd already made my cut, I just carried on knowing I'll add some trim later to hide them. Also, I didn't think to buy a little channel for the back to slot the pieces in. Much brighter. Last night I just stopped halfway through because it was getting too dark where I was losing things, and I only partially hammered in the nails because it were echoing so much. Anyway, something I wanted to point out was, because my eaves aren't perfectly square on the frame, I'm having to make two measurements. So that's 26 centimetres up to the wall. They are 30 centimetres wide. So I'd then go up to there and I can see it's 24.5 centimetres. And obviously when I cut them, I want to cut them square because I don't want to ruin it for the next cut. So I'm cutting on the widest bit, the longest bit. Then I'm scribing that bit to fit. But the good news is I was able to work out that I had enough from one board. That is providing I don't make any mistakes. This isn't forced to be the right way, it's just the way I'm doing it. Also, I found it's better to cut the groove side first and then the tongue bit. It's less fragile there, but I have been stopping by the time I get to a certain point and then finishing it off on the other side. Now, about the same size, more or less, because that's about the same size as that. I'm going like that. That will do me. That is what I've got left. You remember that little accident earlier? I don't need it. Ugh. So all of my soffits are now on. What I now want to do is put the fascia on here, the lipped one. So because it's deeper here, I've measured up to there, and that is 30 centimetres. Now I know the fascia that I've bought is 30 centimetres on the front, and that doesn't take into consideration the lip, so actually it's 29. We'll get around that in a mo. So that is 30, but obviously it slopes down to here. And by the time I get to this point, it is 15. And the boards, they come in 5 metre lengths. I think you can get them in different lengths as well. It is 5 centimetres shorter than our length. I'm not going to let that bother us. I hope that doesn't matter. So this is what I'm doing. I know that that end is the deeper end, that's the shorter end, and I want to draw an accurate line. I've just pushed up this cardboard behind my board up to the lip, and I've marked 30 centimetres there. Bear in mind it's 30 centimetres from where the lip starts. So the other side was 15 centimetres. So now I want to draw a straight line. And what have we got of that length? Well, we could do a chalk line, we'll try, but it might not stick to this film. Or we could use another length of the fascia that we're already going to use, and I'm going to go for that. So Mr. TCD is going to line it up with that pencil line. Right, so if you look here, that is how much it's going to be shy at the top, but we've got a bit of corrugated roof going in over that, so it should be okay. Cutting this is going to be a bit of a pain. So I'm now drawing where I need to cut it. I might just use a handsaw, resting it on my step, and then move it as I go. I just don't want to damage it. Where's that WD-40? Right, dry fit, dry lay time, whatever you want to call it. Lifting above the camera. Please look right. I've got no gap on my side. I've got a big high spot there. There, bring it down. That could be knocking everything out. Take 2. Oh, I need it at your end now. Note to me. Right, that's a relief. Right, that's in. Now we can worry about spirit level. Is it looking all right? I'm dreading this one. I'm just hoping I've cut enough off. Oh, it's not really going to look right. I've got to trim a bit off there. By the time you put your cover piece on, it's not flat. I've got to trim off probably another centimetre everywhere. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that's much better. Right, I don't know if that was obvious, so I'll tell you. What we've done is very much, if it looks right, it is right. Now, if you look here, these bricks look level, but then we know that these don't match those. So we've just gone for, well, what looks right. But that also means there's a gap at the top. So we've decided we're going to cut this off here. It was a pain in the backside just to get it right, so I'll deal with that later. But the problem I think we're always going to have is this wall bows, so it's always going to look a bit bowy. My chickens won't complain. If they do, we'll have a chicken roast dinner. Don't look up and you won't notice it. Because this wasn't long enough, I've used that little offcut there, and I don't think anyone's really going to notice that. Anyway, I need to get a external corner cover on, but first I need to take this off, and I'm dying to see what it looks like. So you ready? You ready? Something extra for Mr. TCD to pressure wash. I hope it stays nice and white. I'm having a look from afar. It looks smart. It looks very smart. You've got to decide where you're going to put your ring camera back. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But it hides a multitude of sins. It'd be better if I didn't see that. Anyway, I'm not messing about with all the little bits. You wanted me to have a look at this end cap. On an angle like that. God, this is... A bandsaw would be better than this. This is scraping the barrel. Don't watch this. I'm scraping the barrel. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, gross. Horrible. I can't wait to be done. If this doesn't stay on, we've got to get another gun. Well, I'm quite pleased now, well, very happy, because I know it's more structurally sound. Now, I do want to show you something inside, actually, because I didn't move the camera inside. Those timbers that I put, they're not just on the front. I've attached them to the existing roofing. I've got some here with more noggins, another one there. I do have to put this tie strap back and more timbers throughout. I don't think I could have done better than that, to be honest, other than replacing the whole roof, and that is not going to happen just yet. But now I know it's sturdy enough to give me the option of adding a batten all the way across, so I can mount a roof for the chicken run that would come straight through this little hole. Come on, come on. Come on. Hans has managed to find a way to get out. Come on, show everyone what you can do. Come on then, you can do it. Come out, come on. Yay! Oh God, you've got dog glitter all over you. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you soon on our chicken run build. And here's a little teaser. All of our mesh has arrived. 16 gauge, flipping heavy. 2 rolls of it. Anyway, I'm off to eat and edit this video. See you in my next one. Bye.